Pro wrestling, throughout its history, served among many things, as a reflection of American history. All the political and cultural influences of our society, in some way, were represented in the rings. And in recent years, for better or worse, it is difficult to think of a more influential figure than Donald Trump. But his relationship with WWE goes back a long way, long before any political intentions appeared. And in today's video, we're going to cover that whole story. This is Saga Wrestling. And for more content like this, subscribe to the channel, leave a thumbs up, and click the bell. Now let's get to our content. An interesting context is that at the beginning of this partnership, in the early 90s, WWE and Donald Trump found themselves in similar situations. While they already had success and million-dollar profits, they were not yet at the height of their popularity. While WWE was looking creative means to become the industry monopoly that he is today, Trump was looking for more and more investments that would bring more and more wealth and respect to his name, which culminated in the first public partnership between Trump and WWE, WrestleMania IV, which was hosted at Trump Plaza. But before we talk about the event, we need to go back a little into the past. March 31st, 1985. It was one of the biggest days for WWE, but also one of the most tense. It was the debut of WrestleMania, which would represent the biggest pro wrestling event in history. And in addition to being hosted at MSG, the production prices were absurd. Money that WWE didn't yet have, and a failure that night could mean the company's bankruptcy. But as you all know, the event was an absurd success with a local audience of 19,121 people and more than 1 million sales. All this without counting the media impact that the event had. The bet to follow this success was to increase the risks. WrestleMania II was hosted in 3 different arenas and states, which was a complete disaster, a bad experience for the spectators, who were unable to follow the shows properly, and it was a nightmare for the production, while WrestleMania III was hosted at the Pontiac Silverdome for a potential 93,000 people, a number never seen before. Although it had one of the most legendary moments with Hogan's slam over Andre the Giant and was a commercial success, its cost was also very high, and production costs meant that WWE no longer bet on this size of event. So we have reached our point today. WrestleMania IV, the choice of Trump Plaza to host the event was for a number of reasons. The first of which was a closed location with greater ease of production. The other factor being, of course, an agreement with Donald Trump, who offered an advantageous financial package covering costs and helping to finance the event in exchange for promoting Atlantic City as an entertainment destination. This support was attractive to WWE as it reduced the risks and high costs of holding the event in a larger stadium. The partnership with Trump also brought a certain prestige, associating the WWE brand with the luxury and exclusivity of Trump Plaza, a sophisticated resort, and attracted a different audience, focused on glamour and the casino atmosphere. The event itself was boring fights and no really memorable moments, but it was a commercial success that even led to the event returning there the following year, something that had never happened before. As for Donald Trump's participation, he not only provided Trump Plaza as the venue for the event, but also participated in WrestleMania V as a prominent figure. Trump was in the front rows, surrounded by celebrities and important figures, demonstrating his affinity for WWE and the wrestling show as an entertainment spectacle. His presence reinforced his image as a businessman who was not only interested in making money, but also in being part of popular culture and entertainment events. This proximity to professional wrestling allowed Trump to connect with the American public in a way that few business people have managed. Furthermore, his participation was strategic. Trump used the event to attract attention and promote his casinos, and WWE, in turn, took advantage of the visibility and prestige that Trump and his casino's presence brought. But all these participations would be small compared to what was to come. WrestleMania 23, the hair thing. WWE had big plans for WrestleMania 23. Undertaker would defend his title against Batista, and John Cena would fight against Shawn Michaels, which would have become a true classic. But the real debate that night would be the appearance of Donald Trump, who, represented by Bobby Lashley, would face Umaga, representing Vince. The loser would have to have his hair shaved. The story would be one of the stupidest and most childish I've ever seen in history, but due to Vince and Trump's charisma, it would work like a glove. Trump simply issued a challenge to Vince because he thought he was prettier, stronger, and richer. You heard right, one of the main talking points that year was a fifth-grade argument between two elderly men, which says a lot more about society than about history itself. But that's a topic for another video. In the story, Vince turned on his villainous mode to the maximum, snubbing the entire WWE universe as much as he could, while feeling a certain financial inferiority to Trump, who behaved like the coolest billionaire who didn't necessarily represent the people, but rather wanted to show better than Vince. If anyone could benefit from this story, it was Bobby Lashley, at the time the golden boy of WWE, who wouldn't get so much attention in any other fight. The rivalry has moments like when Trump made money rain at a Raw event, and it was announced that Stone Cold would be the referee of the fight, which had nothing to do with anything, but Austin manages to make any of his appearances intriguing. My only problem with this story and its predictability was that there was no chance of Trump agreeing to go through this circus and in the end, shave his hair. Oh, as for the fight, Bobby won in a fight that didn't generate many positive or negative comments, with the exception of the outcome of Vince having his hair cut, which to this day is one of the funniest moments in WWE, and then Donald Trump, the villain that everyone loves to hate. And believe it or not, this strategy of becoming the beloved villain was something he learned directly from the wrestling world. When you look at Trump's figure, you realize that he knew how to use the same tactics that made wrestling's heels stand out. What are heels? They're the villains, the guys that everyone loves to hate. They make the audience scream, revolt, but deep down, they know that this polarization will only strengthen the base. And Trump? He used the same formula. The more he was attacked, the more his supporter base grew stronger. He learned the art of polarization, and ultimately, he became the central figure of this spectacle, generating intense reactions from both his supporters and detractors. Trump's connection to the McMahons, it wasn't just entertainment, it was strategic. Linda McMahon, Vince's wife, has not only been present in the world of WWE, but was also appointed by Trump to a crucial position in his administration. She headed the Small Business Administration, bringing with her experience from the world of entertainment and business. And we can't forget Vince McMahon, who was one of Trump's biggest financial supporters. They weren't just building wrestling empires, they were intertwining their spheres of power, entertainment, and politics in a theatrical way, as if they were at the biggest wrestling show in the world. And in the end, it was this combination of stagecraft and power that gave Trump the stage he needed to shine. But what about you? What do you think of Trump and WWE? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoy this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. See you in the next one.